Idiots with sticks fighting in the forest. So one of my friends from high school sent me this link of these idiots fighting in a forest with sticks. They're not actually fighting, they're sparring because it's a agreed upon, like, you know, match, and they're just sparring very aggressively and very unhealthy and unsafe. So they're hitting each other pretty hard, and I feel that the video is mislabeled because they're calling it, you know, new extreme sport, you know, MMA fighters fighting with sticks in the woods. But in my eyes, they're not MMA fighters because MMA fighters are restricted to the cage. So they're restricted to the cage, and they're restricted upon the rules of that cage. So when you take it out of the cage and now you change up the rules, and now you're allowing sticks, for example, for them to fight with sticks, it's no longer MMA. It becomes something else. And this something else is showing more of what a real fight might be or could be. It's showing what's the potential dangers of, you know, further escalating the violence beyond unarmed combat. But in the same token, it's still very unrealistic because you could clearly tell that this arranged sparring match. Turn it down.
It's too loud.
This arranged sparring match is staged. I mean, the people, you know, kept cutting in and out with showing the guy doing push-ups, and it's like, you know, what does that have to do with this? And another thing is, you know, everybody's watching, egging on the fight, which is absolutely ridiculous. That's not even a fight to begin with, but that is not a fight when there's, you know, when there's people, you know, trying to give them coaching tips and stuff like that, and they're friends afterwards. I mean, they're friends that are demonstrating a very violent way of sparring. After the arrangement, the guy went up to hug the guy or whatever, and it's just like, it's really silly to me what was going on. But these guys clearly weren't trained with the sticks. They're like wrestlers being violent with sticks. Because if they're actually trained with the sticks and they actually hit for real and they knew what they're doing, it can mean the death of somebody pretty quickly. So what they were doing is similar to, like, playing around with BB guns before you wrestle or something like that. You know, it's still not, they're not doing the real thing. You know, because if you're doing it, if you're really good with the sticks, you know, you take a person out quick, you know. But they were just sparring, you know, and you know, showing a different aspect, you know, of the fighting, which I think is a good thing in a way, that people start to realize that real fighting is not just unarmed combat, you know, and that when it takes place outside, there's other variables involved, and different things that you're going to utilize to protect yourself, you know, your surroundings and things like that, you know. So I don't know, I mean, these guys doing it for attention, they're probably not making money from it, like they are in, you know, for entertainment, but it's just a really unsafe way of demonstrating techniques, you know. And obviously I don't recommend that, but at the same time, it's kind of, the video could be kind of indicating to the people that real fighting is not what you see in the competition fighting that you see in the entertainment business. You know, real fighting incorporates a lot of variables, you know, that can't really be used for entertainment. But something like this could get people to start appreciating like martial arts that focus on stick fighting, which one of the main martial arts that are known for the stick fighting are like the Filipino martial arts, or like the Kali stick fighting, or, you know, that's what Danny Asano was mainly known for, was Filipino martial arts and their weapons-based training. But I think that teaching people about the weapons training is important to get them to see how serious this training is. You know, so you notice these guys are using sticks, and they're not even proficient in it. But if they were proficient in it, it'd be some serious like injuries and potential death. Alright, so after the sticks, what comes next? You know, it could be the swords. You're talking about real swords, not wooden swords, but real swords, and then, you know, that's gonna be death right there. So you see the how the use of weapons just escalates to more danger, more risk, and death. And then it comes in the guns. You know, and it's just you know, when you get into hip hop and the rap, they're known for using guns. If you see like what is going on in the poor neighborhoods in Chicago or all over the U.S., they use guns as a threat. They use guns to kill people, and police officers are armed with guns. They're not armed with swords. They're armed with guns. Guns is what protects us. Guns is what people use if they really want to hurt us. You know, this is not the movie 300. This is not Gladiator. This is modern times with firearms, and how serious this gets. It should get people to see that all the stuff that we do for training is a game. It's a game, or it's a way of enhancing, you know, a simulated experience, and of trying to enhance our ability to survive. But we shouldn't be taking it too far and putting our own health in, you know, in danger and at risk. But clearly these people are just doing it just to show off, and ego, stroking the ego. And I just say, you know, stroking it in a different way, stroking it in a safer way, stroking it in a more intelligent way. You know, I feel that the thing was staged because the dude that lost, you know, he didn't want to fight anymore. You know, they were like standing there breathing all hard, and the guy had a stick, and he didn't even want to hit the guy that hard anymore. He pretty much just let the other guy win because he was just so tired, and he didn't even want to even fight anymore. Another thing is, when it went onto the ground, I think it was silly. They should just disengage and just get back up and fight again. I mean, nobody wants to see two guys hugging each other on the ground. It's just a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, if it was real and somebody died, what are they gonna broadcast that video to? You know, that's just gonna show murder at that moment. You know what I mean? And these stupid idiots surrounding them, trying to coach them, it's just ridiculous. You know, and also a real fight, it involves like, you know, a reason of why you're fighting, you know, and anger, and somebody wanting to really hurt you and kill you. This was just a very violent way of sparring that is not advisable for anybody out there that has any sort of intelligence.